Hey, welcome back to Life Under Deborah's Palm, where today I'm going to share some things that happened with us, and I'm calling this one Dementia, Delirium, and Drugs. Doesn't that sound like fun? To do in this video is I'm going to share some clips of videos that I took with my mom over the course of probably the last 3 or 4 months, and I was going to share them earlier, but they were really bad and I just didn't know what was going on. And this is how things work out sometimes. It's very hard with dementia to determine sometimes what's going on. There is a difference between dementia and delirium, okay? Here's the difference. Delirium and dementia are not the same thing. My father died of cancer and ended up with delirium, which it does sort of look like dementia, but it's not. So I'm just going to read you something really short off of, I don't know where, somewhere off the internet. And this is the best thing. I think this is really what we saw. The onset of delirium occurs in a short time, while dementia begins with relatively minor symptoms that gradually worsen over time. Attention, the ability to stay focused or maintain attention, is significantly impaired with delirium. A person in the early stages of dementia remains generally alert. So I'll start at the beginning with my mom. She was moved about 12, 13, 14, I guess it's been 14 months now. She was moved into assisted living in the midst of COVID, and she couldn't have visitors, and then she could, and then she couldn't, and then she could, and then she couldn't. And that's just kind of how it's been, which is really difficult on a dementia patient. They just don't understand where everybody is. And when my mom didn't see people, she just assumed they died. And that was also very upsetting. But when I put her in, it wasn't too bad. We could see her for a little bit outdoors when the weather was nice. And I was told she adjusted very well, and I talked to her and she seemed to like it. Of course, they do want to go home, but she was doing pretty well. And then I'd say maybe around March, she started not doing so well. And in fact, I do have some videos of it was actually in a previous video, and I don't remember the name of it, but she started acting really weird and she got really nasty. And sometimes those things do happen with dementia. You know, there are behavioral changes. And then all of a sudden, she got really just crazy. It was so bad. And I'm going to put the clips in here. She was kind of angry. I'll put that clip in, and I think, like I said, you've probably seen it if you've watched any of my other ones where I tried to calm her down and I tried to have her call my brother, and she wanted to kill herself, or not kill herself, but she wanted to die. She wanted me to bring her something that she thought would put her to sleep forever and stuff like that. And I'll show you a clip of that.
Just finally got my TV here hooked up today. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody was using that. I had a hell of a time to put it on.
You did?
I had to get somebody.
Yeah, I did.
I had to get the what you call it?
Yeah, no, I understand. No, I got it. It's okay. Is it working now? Are you okay?
I'm alright. It's just every day I gotta pick up something. Either the water on the floor. Look at it, it's getting all right by you.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't believe it. I'm used.
All right. All right. Thanks. Bye. What's the matter, Mom? Mom, what's the matter?
Lisa, you came here and used me.
Used you?
Yes.
What did I use you for? Why? I don't.
Just go out here and have a conversation. Go home.
We saw her on Mother's Day, and she was, okay. I think she could have been a little better, but in general, she was okay. She was saying some stuff that got a little weird and a little freaky. But
Actually, what I said is really true.
what's really true?
What she did.
Oh,
That's what I heard there a couple of times.
right.
And I said the cars would go in and out because she used to make the kids dig this big circle there, and they have to dig and dig, and that's why there was so much that stuff there before.
She was okay. And then 4 days later, I went to see her, and she was not okay. She wasn't even close to okay. Something had changed, and she got very, very strange. And you'll hear me, I'm going to show you parts of these videos. You'll hear me kind of repeat what she's saying. And the reason I did that was there's music playing, and I wasn't sure anyone would be able to hear exactly what she says. She was a little soft-spoken. But take a look at how far she dropped in just 4 days. Mom, are we gonna go visit?
No,
Why?
this is my last chance.
Your last chance at what?
Yeah, but if you don't go, you're going to your eyes.
I can't hear you. They're gonna poke our eyes
You're
out?
going to be the person who's going to poke my eye.
I'm not gonna poke your eyes out, Mom.
Get out.
You're throwing me out?
Get out.
We can't visit?
Right.
Why?
Get out.
All right. I'll leave. So, Mom, do you want to go down to your room? No? Because Richard was going to Zoom and see you.
It's okay.
She thinks you're going to lose your job. You have to go.
Lose my job. I've been here for 7 years. I don't think I'm going anywhere.
Yeah, she threw me out of her room. No, Mom? I threw the underwear in her, armoire thing real quick because she was having a fit that
I'm not going. Get out.
You're not going where? You don't have to go anywhere, Mom.
You want to walk down?
Come
Want
on,
me to
Mom.
walk with you?
Do you want to visit for a minute?
I can go with you. Huh?
She said, let me go. It's okay, let me go.
No.
All
We're
right.
going to stay with you and talk to you for a little bit.
What? Don't cry, Mom. It's okay. It's okay.
That's your baby girl. You want to go?
Where you want to go, Mom?
Would you like to go outside? It's nice out.
Is that it, Mom? You're done? You don't want to see me today? No? You sure?
Yep.
How come? What's the matter?
Come on.
You gonna push me?
Please go.
Why?
Please go home.
Can I hug you?
No.
I can't hug you either?
Get out.
Get out? All right. I didn't get all of it recorded when I got there that day. I had gone to her room and she threw me out. I had caught her up in the common area and the aide went with us. And when the aide left the room, she was just insistent that I leave. In fact, on the way to the room, she was telling me that I couldn't stay, that everybody was getting their eyes poked out. And if I didn't leave, everyone in the building was going to die. And it was all sorts of stuff. So her brother and my cousin, her niece, went, I believe it was the next day, to visit her. They didn't make it 2 minutes before she threw them out. And it was really weird, and the change was so overnight, it seemed to us. She had this idea that something apocalyptic was going to happen in the facility that she's in. And somehow I was tied to that. Like it was almost like run, save yourself. Like I have to stay here and whatever comes, I'm going to die, but you need to leave. Or I was the cause of it. Like I was going to poke her eyes out, which obviously was not true. So we let it go. And my husband and I went up about maybe a week later, and I couldn't even video it. She was so horrible. Her hair was all greasy and matted right to her head. She had no shoes and socks on. In fact, one of her shoes was sitting on a table in the common area. Don't know if she was taking her stuff out. I don't know. I brought it back to her room. Couldn't even find her other shoe. Her glasses were gone. She was sitting literally, she had bare feet in kind of slider type slippers, all hunched over, staring at the ground. She didn't speak in complete sentences. She barely spoke at all. She did know who we were, and it was at that point that I started to call my brother and her family and said, it was still May, and I said, she's not probably going to be here come summer. She was getting very skinny, and she already is skinny. She's 5 feet tall, weighs 102 or 3 pounds, and she just looked at us, and her eyes were real vacant, and they get like that. Dementia does get like that. They get like a no one's home kind of look. So I went down to her room to get a couple things, and my husband talked to her for a little bit. It was about 20 minutes before she threw us out. And then I think it was during that week I talked to her case manager, and her case manager told me, which I already knew this, but my mom, before she got really crazy like this, my mom had suddenly just gotten kind of angry and real weepy. Neither of them is odd either. And so the physician's assistant in the facility decided that she should put her on some antidepressants just to kind of calm her down. And I said, well, whatever. She was already on them. They did that before they asked my permission. So apparently they had upped them. She had upped the dosage, and the case manager and I and the physician's assistant all decided maybe the delirium was caused by the medication. Just the thought. She, over the course of 4 weeks, she had just tanked, and in about 5 weeks' time, in the midst of this, she had dropped 11 pounds, which was like 10 or 11% of her body weight. She wasn't eating. There was nothing left of her. I went and visited her one day, and the aide had just gotten her out of the shower, and she was getting her socks and stuff on. My mother was just a shell. She was just a skinny little shell sitting there shivering. And, you know, she just didn't really want to visit. She didn't really talk. And they do get like that. It's not unusual. It just was the speed that she got like that. The case manager called me and she said, you know, this is really weird. Yeah, dementia gets to this point, but this was just too weird. So she talked to the physician's assistant. The physician's assistant said, well, the antidepressant that I put her on, every once in a great while, someone has the exact opposite reaction of what you hope. So they began to back her off it. And I honestly, I didn't think it was going to work. Not that I was not, how do I put this? It isn't that I didn't believe that the medication caused the issue, but you're dealing with a very fragile brain. And was the damage done and now not reversible? I've seen that happen. And I thought, we'll see. So they began to back her off. And within, oh, I don't know, about 4 days time, 5 days time, I went to visit her again and found her, she was still finishing breakfast and she hadn't really been eating, and I found her sitting at the breakfast table, and we have to wear masks. You have to wear masks in the facility, and so I had a mask on, and I walked up to the table, and she was eating her toast, and she looked up at me and she goes, "Oh, hi Deb, how are you today?" She literally couldn't speak in a complete sentence the week before, and I said, "I'm good, Mom. How are you?" "Oh, I'm really good." "Oh, here, do you want half of my blueberry muffin? I can't eat all this." And she had already cleaned almost everything off of her plate. And I went, okay, and totally got my mom back. So what else is new?
Nothing. Same old me.
Same old you, hanging around.
That's it.
Yeah?
So,
Well, you look good though.
yeah, I'm still mobile.
Still
Pretty
mobile.
much.
You are very mobile.
So
True.
I'm glad for that.
True. Yeah.
It's
How you
hard.
feeling? How's your aches and pains?
It's still all there.
Still all here, still old, are
Doesn't
you?
leave.
It doesn't leave. I know it doesn't.
So I'm glad Tom and you are doing good.
Yeah, we are. We're doing pretty good.
You still got the dog?
We still have the dog, yeah, crazy as she is. If you're seeing things that are really weird, make sure you, and especially if they're in assisted living, or if you're managing meds at home, that you know what's being done, especially in assisted living, that you know if they have been given a different medication that's created the delirium, because literally it was delirium. It was so weird. But make sure you know what's going on. And even if they've been on a medication for years, you know, they get old, their body doesn't metabolize like it used to, or maybe they've gained weight or lost weight and the dosage is not correct anymore for their weight. Just depends. So I just wanted to give you a glimpse into what that looks like and how weird it really can get. And, you know, medication, and sometimes they will act like you saw my mother acting, and it really is the disease. There are medications that they can give them that really do work. I won't name any names because everyone's different as to what type of medication will and won't work. Most people that take the medication that my mom took do really well on it. My mom was just an anomaly. She is still on it at the lowest possible dosage. And you saw the video. She's doing great now. I took her out. I had her out visiting with one of my cousins who just had a baby. She had a great time. She loved it. Tomorrow we're going to lunch with some family. It totally changed her. But that low dosage has stopped the whining, the weepiness, I guess they were telling me, and they've stopped the anger. Although they tell me she still gets a little punky, but I think her punkiness comes from not seeing me or family. You know, she'd see us every day if she could, and it's just not possible for everybody to get there every day. But I get there every week, and sometimes it's a little over a week, so I might go on a Monday one week and a Wednesday the second week. And even though they don't really understand time, my mom can't tell you what day it is, she can't tell you what month it is, she can't tell you what season it is. But somewhere there's like this internal clock that still works, and she kind of gets like, I haven't seen anyone, and she thinks everyone's dead. So that comes into play, and I think that's probably what's left of her kind of cranky anger stuff, even if she doesn't express it well. I will also tell you this, if they get that crazy that fast, urinary tract infection, UTI, bladder infections, they make older people really, really weird. I don't know why. I'm not a medical person, but I know that with or without dementia, like they can just get really weird. And they treated my mom for that because they thought, well, maybe that's it. And didn't really work either. So I just want to encourage you, as weird as it gets, don't give up. See what's going on. You know, you've got to be an advocate. You've got to watch their medicines, and you've got to do all those things. Make sure you keep an eye on them. And thankfully she came back to actually better than she has been probably in 6 or 8 months. Just attitude and ability to talk and speak and express herself. Yeah, she's confused, it's dementia, but it really has made a huge difference. Have a great day.